Saving Private Ryan version by Luke, Jordan, Tyler, and Kenzie.
Alright, so first we'll kick off with the hero. Now, in the movie, there are actually two heroes. First is Captain Miller, who is Tom Hanks and the captain of the squad. But once they meet Private Ryan, or Matt Damon, he also becomes the hero. And the two are both heroes.
Ordinary World. The ordinary world of Saving Private Ryan is actually World War II. And at the very beginning of the movie, you can see them going off and being released onto the bank. So, specifically D-Day scene.
The Loyal Companions. These are the rest of the squad, besides Captain Miller and Saving Private Ryan. They're pretty much following Captain Miller anywhere, and once they meet Ryan, they also kind of respect and try their best to get him home.
Call to Adventure. When the platoon gets the call to save Ryan is where their call to adventure is. And they have to bring him home is what their mission is to do.
Now we have the Mentor. Now, the Mentor is not really specific, but the best person for this would be Captain Miller himself, seeing as he is the captain of the squad, and really seems the most experienced and mature of the entire platoon.
Refusal of the call. The platoon talking about the mission, being stupid. They didn't really like that they had to do the mission. And they were nagging and complaining, bellyaching.
Next for the characters, we have the Herald. This would be the general or commanding officer in Saving Private Ryan. He's really only shown in one clip, but he's the one that sends them on this journey.
Meeting the Mentor. The entire platoon getting to know Captain Miller is how they're meeting their mentor, and pretty much how big of a smart aleck he is.
Crossing the Threshold. This is the part where Vin Diesel dies. Because of this, it really makes the platoon determined to go on, and kind of seeming as his death wasn't for nothing.
Threshold Guardians. All the Nazis in this movie are going to be your Threshold Guardians, and how they fought the platoon.
Tests, allies, and enemies. There are actually a lot of these, but the best example would be whenever the squad or platoon took over that fort, or hill. Spoiler alert, the medic dies. In this fight, he dies, and that's only one. But the real test was on whenever they find one surviving German, and they decide to spare him.
The Trickster. The Trickster would be that German that they spared. And the platoon went back to how he went back to the German army.
Approach. This would be whenever the platoon sees that camp, whenever they're trying to find Ryan. Here they find some dog tags, and, well, they find out where Ryan is from those dog tags, and one of the members of the American military.
Shapeshifter. There are two shapeshifters in this movie. First, there was Ryan, who is the reward and the hero. But there's also Captain Miller, who is the hero, and he's the mentor.
Ordeal, Death, and Rebirth. This would be whenever the squad is confronted with the German tank and the rest of Ryan's squad blow it up. They were very close to death, so this is the best example of ordeal and death.
The villain. The villain, of course, in this story is going to be the German army and all of its Nazis, and Hitler himself.
Reward, seizing the sword. This is whenever Ryan is found by the remaining members of the squad. And it's just really a good fuzzy feeling that you get whenever they finally found him.
The road back. Preparing for the big battle in the end of this movie. And to stop as many German soldiers as they could.
Now this one was a little bit tricky here, because normally in stories, there are 3 of something. For example, 3 fates, 3 little pigs, 3 bears, who knows. But really, the only thing that would symbolize 3 in this movie were the 3 survivors, which was Richard Ribin, Edward Burns, Timothy P. Uppen, Jeremy Davis, and finally Ryan, who was Matt Damon.
Resurrection. The big battle near the end of the movie is going to be our resurrection for this one.
Justice. Justice rewards the good and punishes the evil. Now, this was also tricky, but justice here would be rewarding Ryan, Richard Ribin, and Timothy P. Uppen with their lives. And it punishes the German army that is faced by the platoon, by either having them killed or captured by the American military.
Series of tests. The series of tests are all the Germans faced by the platoon until Ryan is found, the search for Ryan, and the deaths of some of the platoon members.
Now we have the final step in the hero's journey, return with the elixir. This is whenever Ryan goes home. Even though it's not seen, this would be the best. But it's also whenever Ryan, at the end of the story, is visiting Tom Hanks or Captain Miller's grave. And it's very emotional. And out of this, he becomes wiser.
And that's all we have.